What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Crypto Crossroads. And in today's episode, let's discuss Crypto.com's recent acquisition of WatchDog Capital, which grants Crypto.com to facilitate the trading of USA stocks, making Crypto.com a direct competitor of Robinhood and other similar companies. But before we get started, do me a quick favor and hit the like and subscribe button so we could get the show started. All right, guys. So pretty much Watchdog Capital was acquired by Crypto.com, and this company is actually SEC licensed, right? So let's start it off by watching a clip that was posted on the Crypto.com YouTube channel where Chris, the leader of Crypto.com, discusses this acquisition. Let's take a look.
And the fact that we've acquired an SEC licensed company, WatchDog Capital. SEC registered.
Well, first of all, the acquisition of WatchDog, which is SEC regulated and FINRA registered as a broker-dealer, is yet another testament to our commitment to regulatory compliance globally.
And the fact that we've...
All right, so that was Chris, and pretty much Crypto.com is trying to operate in all legalities, no matter where they're at, right? Whether it be America, Dubai, or even the Latin American region, which we know that's where Crypto.com is going to expand to if it hasn't already. But let's stick to the topic of Watchdog Capital. And as you guys can see on this tweet by Chris, he posted on November 1st, 2024, that the acquisition of the SEC registered broker dealer, Watchdog Capital, had taken place, giving Crypto.com the ability to offer equities, equity options, and other products for US traders, right? Which is huge. Now, this places Crypto.com at the level of Robinhood, right? And it's just going to be the very beginning of Crypto.com's expansion, in my opinion, because these stocks are going to be tokenized soon, in my opinion. Well, we know that's going to happen. That's where the world is going to, right? But this is not financial advice. But let's go ahead and watch or read this article from Cointelegraph that was published on October 31st, 2024. And it reads, as the title says, Crypto.com acquires SEC registered broker to expand equities offerings, right? And it tells us that Crypto.com announced the acquisition of WatchDog Capital, a broker-dealer registered with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which we also know as the SEC. And Watchdog Capital was established by Bruce Fenton, right? And he's been a long-time advocate for digital assets. So keep that name in mind because we're going to cover this person's background and you'll see why this is pretty bullish, right? And then you see this article also states that this acquisition came a few weeks after Crypto.com launched a legal action against the SEC, right? So I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is I don't know what the repercussions are gonna be from this lawsuit, but I find it interesting. You know, some might think it's petty that um Crypto.com, after being harassed by the SEC, like Crypto.com went and did a lawsuit against the SEC, and then it acquired the Watchdog Capital, which is registered with the SEC. So I don't know if there was any motive behind that, you know, as some type of revenge or something. I doubt it. I think the real reason why Watchdog Capital was acquired after the lawsuit is because this acquisition gives Crypto.com the ability to offer stocks to the US. So that makes more sense. You know, I don't know if it was I don't know if it was petty, but let's go ahead and take a look at a clip where Chris discusses the SEC lawsuit.
And as far as our lawsuit against the SEC is concerned, I hope everybody understands that we are not going to be commenting on this. This is those are ongoing proceedings. We don't want to make any comments. I think we've stated our case very clearly. So if anybody wants to read up on it, they're welcome to it, and we just leave it as at this for the time being.
All right, so we could see that Chris admitted that there is a lawsuit against the SEC from Crypto.com. He didn't want to get into details about it. I understand because this could have, if he spills too much, it could affect the results of the lawsuit. But he did say that those details regarding the lawsuit um, are online. So that's maybe a video that we'll do covering that lawsuit if those details are available. But remember, guys, I did mention that uh, the Watchdog Capital was established by Bruce Fenton, and that's a person that we're gonna investigate in this video. So this is Bruce Fenton's Twitter X account. You can see that he is the CEO of Chainstone Labs, and also he hosts a Satoshi Roundtable. Right now, let's go ahead and take a look at this article posted by CoinDesk on September 13, 2021. The title is Longtime Bitcoin Advocate Launches Broker Dealer for Crypto Firms, right? And this article tells us that the firm, the Watchdog Capital, is registered with the SEC and a member of the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, right? It's a subsidiary of Chainstone Labs, which is founded by Bruce Fenton, and he is also part of the Satoshi Roundtable Conference. Then the article tells us that Fenton is actually a former board member of Overstock security token platform T0 and was the 2015-2016 executive director of the Bitcoin Foundation. So that tells us a lot of things about Bruce Fenton, right? Not only is he the founder of Chainstone Labs and also Watchdog Capital, but he's been around the crypto space for quite some time and is even connected to Overstock, which is a company that allows you to buy like home goods at discounted prices, right? So, and then the article continues to state that Watchdog Capital is capable of securities underwriting, investment banking, crowdfunding, and it could even start real estate investment trusts and for retail and institutional business. So that's what Watchdog Capital could do, right? And remember, Crypto.com acquired Watchdog, and that's how it's able to offer USA stocks. But to me, it seems like it'll also be able to crowdfund thanks to this company and also deal with real estate. So maybe that's a future business venture that Crypto.com is looking into if it hasn't done so already, right? So now I told you guys that Watchdog Capital is SEC licensed. So let's go ahead and go to the SEC website and read a little bit about Watchdog Capital and Chainstone Labs. And as you guys can see, there's a business venture capital called Medici Ventures that enter into a stock purchase agreement with T0 Crypto, right? And it tells us that the Overstock's current vice president around 2020, he was the Medici Ventures chief operating officer and general counsel at the time of this business transaction, right? So that's the Medici Venture. And then if you look below, it tells us a little bit about Chainstone Labs, which is owned by Bruce Fenton. And it reads in September 18, Medici Ventures entered into a stock purchase agreement with Chainstone Labs to acquire about 30% equity interest in Chainstone for $3.6 million. Chainstone is a US based startup company founded and 71% owned by a former board member of Medici Ventures, Bruce Fenton, right? Chainstone is focused on blockchain, tokenization of securities, and decentralized asset management. Now, let's pause here for a minute. Overstock deals with retail, but they started pivoting into crypto blockchain around July 18. I mean, July 2018, right? And Medici Ventures, yeah, Medici Ventures is a subsidiary of Overstock, right? And Medici Ventures is dwelling into tokenization and blockchain. And then Medici Ventures went ahead and acquired 30% of Chainstone, which is the parent company, or was the parent company of Watchdog Capital, before Crypto.com acquired it. So now I'm just starting to wonder here, okay, Crypto.com bought Watchdog Capital from Chainstone, which is connected to Medici Ventures and Overstock. So is there any, I'm wondering if there's any overlap between Crypto.com and Overstock. Like, does it makes me wonder if Overstock allows its customers to buy items, you know, through Crypto.com or just cryptocurrency in general. So that's one question that pops up to my head. Another one is the name Medici, right? From Medici Ventures. It was brought to my attention from by Black Rule that Medici is the a family name of a huge family that was connected to like the Catholic Church and the Vatican, I believe. And I did a little research, and it turns out that it's an Italian family with huge connections. So that kind of raises a question if there's any connection between this Medici family and Medici Ventures and Crypto.com, right? So that's a whole rabbit hole that I have to dig into. Maybe Black Rule will get to it before I do. And if that's the case, then just be on the lookout for a video. But let's stick to this topic, and let's take another look at Chainstone Labs, which is owned by Bruce Fenton, right? And we can see that it offers digital securities and distributed ledgers to change the world, right? And this is as of 2018, Medici Ventures owns 30% of Chainstone. And this is just I just want to show you guys some proof that Medici Ventures is certainly a subsidiary of Overstock that launched in 2014, right? And they're focusing on tokenization. So going back to the acquisition of Watchdog Capital by Crypto.com, we clearly see that Watchdog Capital was founded by Bruce Fenton, who has strong connections, not just in crypto, but also in Web2 retail companies such as Overstock. So maybe this acquisition will lead to Crypto.com making connections with Overstock if it hasn't already. We know that now Crypto.com is in competition with Robinhood because it deals with USA stocks, and it's going to tokenize them. It's just a matter of time. So, you know, I think Crypto.com has a lot of potential. It's establishing itself in the space. It's been around for quite some time now. And in comparison to Robinhood, Crypto.com has a huge community, right? It's not just users, but it has a community where people advocate for the success and establishment of Crypto.com and the Crow token, right? Because that's two different entities that work together. We have Crypto.com, the exchange, and then you have the Chronos chain that is powered by the Crow token. But it's just like going back to IXS and InvestorX, sister companies, they work together, they coexist. That's the same thing that's going on with Crypto.com and the Chronos chain. So it's just something to be on the lookout. Like, there's a lot of connections uh, between Crypto.com and institutions that I'm digging into. So just be on the lookout for many videos that I'm going to make. If you guys like this video, then please do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about Crypto.com, about the Crow token, about this recent acquisition of Watchdog Capital and the lawsuit against SEC. You know, and if you have any suggestions for any crypto projects that you want me to cover, then go ahead and leave them in the comment section. Give me like a reason or two why you think I should look into them, who that those projects are partnered to, and whatnot. So thank you guys for tuning in. Remember that God is good, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.